Good morning, everyone. Um, Today is Friday. It's the 22nd of September, and it's 7:30 Mountain Time, which is what I'm on. And I'm sitting out here about to eat breakfast, enjoying the beautiful Caribbean sea and the nice fresh air, about to enjoy the nice fresh food, and thinking about what is it that I want in life at this point. And the two things that I came up with were peace and freedom. What about you? I want peace. I'm tired of chaos. I'm tired of wars and proxy wars and giving money away, billions of dollars to other people when we got people starving on the streets. And I'm tired of all that. I'm tired of everybody having to work a job and a half just to make ends meet because the prices are so high, but the quality of our services has gone down so much. We've got inflation, we've got stagflation, and we've got shrinkflation. Some of us were talking the other day about how some items that we buy regularly have gone way up in price, but the quantity of them has gone down. And now I make the best banana pudding ever, and it's because it's my grandmother's recipe. But she always used Nilla wafers, and over the years, Nilla wafers have become almost $5 a box. Yet the wafers are smaller and they're weaker. I can tell because I make banana pudding at least twice a year. That's what we call shrinkflation. And I want peace. I want peace. I want freedom. I want freedom to be able to say what I want to say without being deflocked, deplatformed. Like they've got Russell Brand right now with 4 women saying that he abused them in some kind of way, and I've read the stories on all 4 of them, and none of it makes sense. Yet because he's spoke out against certain things, then they want to deplatform him. They want to demonetize him. And I know at least a handful personally. I know a handful of people that have been demonetized. We got to do our own stuff. We need our own freedom. We need to do something about that because it's rough to build up a YouTube channel to 300, 400, 500,000, a million people. I think some people that I'm talking about, Dr. Berg, 11 million people. Now they want to start talking about because the things that he says about medical stuff. He's a doctor now. The things that he says about medical stuff is not going to be acceptable because it doesn't agree with the status quo. And then I saw another video the other day about a fella that said that several people talked about their videos being flagged, not necessarily for misinformation. I forgot the word for it. I didn't look it up before I came out here, but you all know that our freedoms are disappearing one by one, and sometimes 2 by 2. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of people from foreign countries buying up our farmland. There's one person from our country that is buying up the farmland. That farmland is our survival, people. The natural resources that we have are what feeds us. If we let people who don't like us control our natural resources and control our ability to feed our families, that's a problem. So I'm here and I'm thinking about myself, I'm thinking about my family, and I'm thinking about your family too. What are we going to do to get the peace and the freedom that we deserve? We have unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it's not happening right now. It's not happening. I'm struggling there's certain things that I can't tell you on here that are happening personally and otherwise that don't make any sense outside of there being a plot, a scheme to take away our freedoms, take away our peace, take away our liberty. So those of you that have your ears up and understand what's going on, I'm praying that you're making a plan, because when the excrement hits the portable cooling device, it's gonna hit. It's gonna be at a time where nobody's, gracias, huevos, only huevos, solo huevos. Yes, sí, fritos, yes, gracias. Frito, tipo, gracias. So, no pan, gracias. What are you going to do? Are you going to be one that's going to sit and say, well, everything's okay right now, I've got a paycheck coming in, and am I able to pay my bills? Or are you going to say, you know what, there's a time that's coming where I see some problems with my ability to function the way I want to function? One of the content creators I listen to sometimes brings up that it's going to happen gradually, then suddenly, and that's a quote from, I think, maybe a Steinbeck book. I've got all this wrong because I don't have my notes and things with me right now, but gradually it's happening, but it's going to happen suddenly. So when it happens suddenly, you may be prepared, but if your neighbors aren't prepared, you're still not safe. You all see what's going on out there. You all see what's going on with our government leaders having, medical issues in front of cameras and can't string a sentence together properly, and then you've got people that are just grabbing for power. It's a crazy thing, and you can't just sit here and look at this stuff and shrug your shoulders. Well, you can. Some people can, but that's not going to be me. I'm not sitting here shrugging my shoulders. I've got a child, 2 children and a grandchild that I want to protect. I want to be able to leave a legacy. Besides the fact that I sat there and watched television and shook my head and shrugged my shoulders. That's not what I want to do. One of the things that you can do to prepare yourself to be on top of all this, and I always talk about this, is start a home-based business. If you start a home-based business before the end of this year, I know it's September, but still, if you start a home-based business, and you can be successful at that business, and you can have income and expenses to write off before the end of the year. Another thing is to stop spending your money on conspicuous consumption, tennis shoes and TVs and new cars and all that stuff, and start paying attention to buying silver and gold. Another thing that you can do, well, let me go back. If you have a home-based business already, there are ways that you can start scaling it. You can start growing it. There are things that you can do with that business that will make you have 2, 3, 4 times the income. That if you want to do that, you control your time on the home-based business, so you can make it as large or as small as you want it to be. So some of the other things that you can do before people start coming out of their villas and being noisy is look into real estate. Look into having a plan B. I've done that series on having a plan B. There's so many people, the wealthy people. Go out and look at what wealthy people are doing. Go out and look at, Lynette Zhang is one of the people that I listen to on YouTube, and also what's his name? I'm gonna think of it after a while. I might have to put it in the bottom there. He's something economist. He goes around helping 6 and 7 figure people find places to live and find places to bank. And it just slipped my mind because it's early, y'all. And just start looking into structuring your finances in a way that will be beneficial to you, and where they will be available to you when you need them. Now, you all remember what happened in Cyprus, Greece in 2013. What happened was the people woke up Monday morning and they couldn't get in their banks. And the banks had shut down and declared a holiday, and they taxed the people that had a certain amount of money in the bank. Even though their money had already been taxed because the country had gone broke, they retaxed the money in these people's banks. And it was several days before they were able to get into their bank accounts. So they opened up, after a couple of days, they opened up the ATMs, and people were able to get 50 euros a day out of the ATM. Now tell me, how, if you have a family of 6, how are you going to feed your family on 50 euros a day? So I think it's the Nomad Economist I believe that's his name. Very studious guy with glasses, and he talks to rich people about how they can maneuver. And we need to start paying attention to people like that, and not the tabloid YouTube channels and things like that, because these are people that already have, and yeah, they're making money on telling us what they did, but I want to know what they did, because I want to follow some of what they did. You have a choice. Are you going to go for the peace and freedom, or are you going to just continue to shrug your shoulders and watch the lamestream media tell you the things that they want you to hear, when there's so much more going on behind the scenes? So they're getting ready to bring my eggs, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.